Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're looking at AFL 23's latest update, which has introduced a number of different things. I haven't played the game really. I didn't play the interim patch in between, but I did play the sort of 2 patches ago. So this was our first major update in about a month, and this is a few of the things that have been added. Gameplay sliders is the big one. We're going to check that out now. There's been interim visuals added for all the new players, so every team should have the full list of players now, even if they don't have an official head license. There's also some options now for online custom match, and you can also spectate games in season and career mode, so you don't have to actually select the team. So if you do want to play through a simmed season, you can do that, and you can then watch the matches without needing to actually compete in those as well. Alongside that, there's been a number of gameplay improvements I haven't played yet, so you will get my first impressions when we go through it now. But let's take a look here at the custom difficulties. I haven't actually looked at the difficulties yet, but let's make a new one and just see sort of the bases to how these are sort of done. And this is what, you can sort of do. It's very similar to, I guess, Cricket 24 in that way, where the sliders will adjust based on the difficulties, and you can kind of see how it changes things. And the beauty about these sorts of things that you can do is this will allow you to make the game on what's best for you. If you're really good at set shots and you're like, hey, I want to make my set shots incredibly difficult, you look at the differences to what's easy versus hardest here, and if hardest is on 8, and you're like, I want to make this impossible, I'm going to put this to 0, I'm going to put this to 0, I'm going to put all the rest to 100, or make it really a difficult challenge for you to do that, and that's how you sort of make these. Once I sort of get a play around with these, maybe I'll make a custom settings, but basically there are a few things you can do, changing how effectiveness your fends are, and how good you are at breaking tackles. And then you've got the gameplay modifiers, which are really the ones that don't really change based on difficulty, and this is where you can sort of really make the game your own, which is you can adjust how quick the game is in terms of the speed of how your players are, how far you need to be for the distance of a tackle, how quick your kick meter fills up, and how far you can actually kick the ball. So if you did want to have some fun, obviously you crank this up to 100 and see if you can kick the ball, across the entirety of the ground and things like that. So there's certainly plenty of things to play around with. And then umpire modifiers as well is the last one here, which is how often you'll get penalised for a tackle, and how much prior opportunity you have. So I'm not going to do that just yet, but I might have a bit of a play around with it in a couple of videos and see how we go. Now tonight is Richmond versus Melbourne, so I figured let's do a Tigers versus Demons match here, because it's going to be Anzac Eve. Richmond a higher rated side than Melbourne, shockingly enough. Now the last patch I remember Ruck's being very OP, so if I'm getting destroyed by Gorn, that's going to be my problem here. And immediately they get a nice easy goal. I didn't really feel like I had an opportunity to tackle. You hear the Demons chant going around the ground. That's a good switch to short. To McIntosh, still got the open man. Oh, and that's intercepted by McVee. That was a disappointing little moment. Oh, and they've got the AI stamina bar up there on the top. I don't think they've had that for a while. I don't know if they had that in the previous patch. That's got to be deliberate. Tackle him. That was almost holding the ball, umpire. As was that. Don't think that was a legitimate disposal. Spills out, ends up being a goal. D's have a couple. That was gone. One of the things they also added is this interchange, this quick interchange. Don't know how you actually get someone on here. So what do? I hit Jack Graham and then I just hit auto. Right. That's going to be another goal. Players nowhere to be seen. Petrarca puts it through this time. Got men flooding back to the goal square. One of those, I think, was Taranto. And even he's been outmarked. So they've certainly worked on the AI marking ability. It's been one of the things that they've certainly added here. They're going with a switch, and then they're sort of stuck in a switching motion. The Tigers turn it over. And it's Shea Bolton who will be able to line up. Let's see how we do it. Straight through the middle. We're on the board, which will take us probably through to quarter time as Nane Curves gets it to Hopper, and that will be it. So 1 goal to 3. I don't think I've really gone forward that much, and I guess didn't really get much of the ball. Just the 12 possessions there, 2 inside 50s to 5. Felt pretty difficult to get the ball out of the back half so far, but think for the most part, it's quite an interesting battle here. User point of view, you can see the contested and uncontested ball. It's much easier for the AI to get to the ball than you. I think they're just a bit smarter as to how they get to the footy. But other than that, I don't feel like completely out of it. Most things feel relatively responsive. It's still like, there's still the same sort of similar movement issues that you had in the previous couple of updates and things like this where it just feels like, okay, how do I win that back when they're on a big handballing chain? All right, hardest difficulty. How are you going with a shot at goal like this? He looks pretty good. It's punched through by the big fella on the goal line. Now, that actually wasn't me. That was the AI. So thank you to the AI for saving me on that occasion. Bye, Van Rooyen. Spargo's handball was horrible. Windsor smothered Ross's ball, and then he kicked the goal from the pocket. Gee, that's disappointing. I think the difference in the game at the moment is my inability to control the ball through marks. That's really where I feel the game is being won by the AI. And, I mean, that ball movement is too easy when your defender doesn't know if he should be running with the player or running at goal. And Bowie's going to... Oh, he's going to shank that. Okay. I can't even spoil the ball at the moment, so that will be a slider I will adjust already. Pickett got up high, didn't take the mark. Got his hands free. Baker. Handball just in the middle of nowhere. Ross and everyone else also runs around Petrarca and lets him have a shot towards goal. And Van Rooyen can take the mark inside 50, which we've again been unable to do, which is take marks. I'd love to see the mark stats, which I can actually probably look at it now already. Yeah, so it's 28 marks to 3. So already I can tell you that is the major difference as to why I am feeling out of control of the game. Because I don't feel I can spoil, and I don't feel I can win the contest. So they're obviously things I will look to adjust in the sliders to be like, hey, I want to make the marking more balanced, because at the moment, I feel like it's not. And that is actually the AI winning the footy for me. That's got to be a 50-metre penalty. You didn't play on. He just tackled me. He's going to miss. So at half-time, it's literally all in the mark game at the moment. That's the major difference, is the mark game, as we could see, and that's what's causing, I think, all of my problems, because I can't mark it, so I can't control the ball. That's pretty much it, I think. That's my major opinion as to why the game is harder at the moment. And the Ds are away. Look at this. Numbers everywhere. Inside 50 again. Short does get the spoil on this time. And maybe we can look to work it through hands. Over the top. Lafau plays on. Inside 50 to Lynch. Oh, he couldn't get there. Got his hands somewhat free. Taranto likewise. Still with Lynch. Can he dribble it? He's gone nowhere. It's gone to Baker, who gets it on the boot and kicks a goal. That's an extraordinary result. Oh, punch. Well done. Dangerous handball. It ends up with the Ds. It's a floating left foot ball that's a goal. It's just a bad turnover, really, in the back half, and Petrarca makes me pay. Too bad the handball didn't hit the target. Here's Dusty. Fends off one, handballs to himself, sends it towards goal as he kicked an absolute ripper he has. That is the goal of the day. So let's have a look at the glory of Dusty. He gets around Petrarca. He actually gets around two. Says, give it to myself, and then I'm going to launch this footy right at the goals. I think he went for Lynch, but he went over his head because I didn't use the goal-kicking button to do it. And it went straight through the big sticks. And there is a full-time siren. I ended up losing by 3 goals. But from a purely analytical point of view, I feel like I was getting better as the game went on. I won the last quarter, 2 goals, 1 to just the 1 behind. And I think they had 30-something marks, 33 marks maybe to three-quarter time. Ended up taking about 10 of those in the last quarter, which again would have been completely outperforming my 8 marks for the match. So that's the balance, I think, at the moment in the game. Could be a stats-based thing, but if they can be a bit more evened up, maybe that's something that I'll really look at to hopefully making the game a bit better and enjoying it a bit more. Okay, so these are sort of the main ones that I'll be looking to sort of change, and it's the without ball modifiers, because obviously you got mark timing, spoil timing, and tackle effectiveness less so. But basically, on easiest, everything's at 100. On hardest, everything's on at about 3. And the main ones that don't really change is the mark timing and the spoil timing. And on hard, the mark timing is about 5 and 15. So maybe on hardest, you probably want that at about 5 and 15, with your spoil timing up to about 55 maybe, because that's what it might be on easiest to actually get your spoiling to be a bit better. I want to crank up the likelihood of illegal tackle to about 30. I'd love to see more free kicks paid, and prior opportunity leniency. What's his? High values will increase the time the player is allowed to be in possession. Oh no, we want no... You basically are holding the ball 9 out of 10 times. High values will increase the frequency of the ball spilling from tackles while kicking. And I want like no ball spillages, because they just only impact the AI. That's down to 15. Reaction speed, I want to be quicker. I want the game to be quicker, but I want the sprint speed to be slower, and I want the tackle distance to be lower, which is hard because you want that for the AI, but not for you maybe. So anyway, I've made some changes here. Let's see if it does anything, and we'll have a bit of a play with that. All right, of course it is Anzac round. I am playing as Collingwood in this one, and these changes have been made for my difficulty. So let's see. Everyone looks to be running a lot slower, which is a good sign. And hopefully it makes life a bit easier. It looks like they're actually running at a realistic speed. Game is a bit slower. That's holding the ball. You can't be doing that. But it is obviously disappointing I didn't get the kick away a bit quicker. So far, I'll tell you one thing. The Bombers have literally just continually chipped and marked the footy for the entirety of this time until I've been able to actually get out of danger. What is the actual point of being able to offend and evade if you can't actually get around a bloke for more than half a second? I think the effectiveness of it needs to be improved. That's on the line. It's a goal. It's quite hard to balance everything up in this difficulty setting because obviously I've made everyone slower, so it means as soon as they get out, they're much easier to stay out. If that makes sense. It's a short kick. Very short kick in the end. Holding the ball. Still got options on the wing. One of them is Quainer. Takes the mark and he's off. Goes to side bottom. Takes it again. Negan goes short to Bobby Hill. So this is the control game. I've got a bloke in the pocket here. Can he put it on his head and make it dangerous? Got his hands free, McCreary, and I think he got through and kicked the goal anyway. It felt a little bit too easy then when I had control, but I liked that. Because I still had to pick my way through with pinpoint precision. Let's see if I can get a scrambly goal now, or if that's going to be more of a challenge. Hold the ball. Yes, the holding the ball decisions. And that is quarter time, and Draper kicks it into Elliott. Not much in terms of marks to spoils ratio, because the spoils are still quite few. I feel like they've all been uncontested marks, though, because there's only been 4 contested marks to the 1. So I feel like that, from that point of view, maybe my sliders have done a little bit. Quainer got the fist in, got the handball away, and here's side bottom on the wing. So this is where you can really have space to run and work. That's a good ball to Schultz. Can give the handball immediately to Bobby Hill. Spins around nobody. Then gives a handball off to nobody. And we've turned it over. Heppel's got his arms free. And he's holding the ball, says the umpire. So we'll take that. To Bobby Hill. Snaps it round the body. And he bends it through. Just, if you think that was through. It was awfully close. It's clearly gone around the post. Oh my God, what is this stupidity switching? Oh, the stupid switching from the Bombers. And it ends up with a my check mark. So he's just outside the 50. Expect it to go a bit of right to left movement to come back in. It does come back in, and it bends through the goals. Punch. Oh, Crumb. Yes, holding the ball. See, this is what I like. I like being rewarded for my tackles of holding the ball. That's what I do, in fact, like. If you have more than half a second of prior, holding the ball again. That's exactly what these umpires need to pay. All right, he's had one step, holding the ball. That's it. Holding the ball slider, so OP. Frampton, oh, got his hands to it. Heppel marks, Bobby. Oh, punch. Gone. Gone, you had half a second, gone. See, holding the ball just should be rewarded all the time. I much prefer it. I much prefer it. Because I think that's where you get burned a lot in the game, where your players don't react. So the umpires will screw you over by not paying holding the ball, and then you'll be stuck with them having extra numbers at the contest. That ball spills out. That's holding the ball. I mean, that probably wasn't. That was probably a little bit overkill. But I still like it. Where the umpires are just hot on the whistle and they pay holding the ball every time. Yes, it has been dull. Dacos is out though. A 1-2 handball and he's away. He spots a man up. That's a huge kick to McCreary. Inside 450, my check. We can play on here. We can absolutely raffle the footy. The handball over the top to Elliott was terrific. And the Pies run into the open goal. We get away with that one, but I reckon my oncoming player here will do a nice job. And he's pinged. Doesn't matter. Sorry it sounds. I mean, I won. I was playing as Collingwood, who should be the most overpowered team in the game. And I won with a lot less of the ball. Just the 7 inside 50. So I scored every time I went forward. 74 disposals to 114. And it was more the uncontested ball and the marks that I think the AI try to control the footy. But that's because they just chipped it around the back half. So you can't really say they had more of the ball from that point of view, because the contested ball was fairly even, as were the clearances. So the marking game, not too bad that time. A lot more balanced. 9 contested marks to 15. Not a bad result. I think those sliders definitely worked much better. I'll have a bit of a play around with them, and if I come up with some really good settings, I'll do that. Am I going to do a career mode is probably the major question people want to know. The answer is yes, I think. I think I'm going to do one, and I might do it with the Eagles. West Coast Eagles, I've never done it before. Harley Reid's in there. See if we can get him to have a Brownlow season. See if we can come up with some good sliders to make for a career mode, and that'll be it. So thanks for watching. Check out the update for yourself. Let me know what you think in the comments. And that's it. See you next time.